struck with a cancerous tumor in 2008, which actually led to the partial amputation of his right foot. Bill Walker went on to accomplish his goal of personal fitness. He lost 122 pounds. That was in 2010. In 2015, he became a certified personal trainer. And now he is making it his mission to help others reach their fullest potential. For our Transformation Tuesday today, Bill Walker joining us live in the loft to share his amazing story. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me today.
Oh my gosh, the pleasure is all mine. Take me back to your cancer diagnosis.
Well, okay. In 2008, around April, I had a biopsy, right? It was like a big mass on my foot, but it wasn't cancerous then. Then I got it removed the following month, Memorial Day, right around the birthday of my niece, Samaya, little Samaya, right? And then this is when they found out it was cancerous, right? They didn't know until then. So throughout the whole year, I had a bunch of surgeries. I had like 2 foot cleanings, radiation treatments, all that stuff. And the amputation was actually surgery number 5. That was in September 2008. And the last one was April 2009, where I had a tendon transfer. So it was like a long process. Yeah.
How devastating was that?
Well, put it like this. I felt it for about, more so later as I got older, but I felt it for like about 5 minutes. I did my best not to associate with the cancer, because I would tell people, and they would look at me like a ghost. They would say, "Oh my God, you got cancer." And I would say, "Nah," I would say, "The tumor had cancer. I'm okay." And that's like the mindset I had going.
That's
and
powerful.
Yeah, I didn't really associate with being a cancer survivor until 2014. Wow. Go ahead.
It's hard for me to sit here as I'm talking to you now to imagine you at 309 pounds.
Yeah.
So you have the partial amputation.
Yeah.
Now you have you're at 309 pounds.
Yeah.
Where do you begin? Mentally, physically?
Okay. Well, number one, I believe we're all blessed by the Most High with a vigorous constitution, right? I believe we're all built to be conquerors. We're built to be warriors. But somewhere along the line, that warrior spirit gets diminished through things that happen to us as children, unseen circumstances.
Life.
Yeah, life. We're taught in the fit with the crowd that we're not really taught to discover our own selves. But in the back of my mind, since I was a child, even when I was overweight as a kid, I always saw myself as this fit, strong dude. So, I grew up with things like comics, Conan, watching Chuck Norris with my dad, stuff like that. So in my mind, I saw myself as this fit, strong dude, even years before I even did it. So when I did it, it was just more about bringing the dream to life. I'm big on like maximizing your potential, being as smart as you can, making good money, and being in shape. And I just feel like...
But I mean, that sounds great, but how did you literally do it? I mean, you have a prosthetic,
Gotcha.
You're overweight.
Yeah.
I know you clearly you got the great mindset.
Okay, so I just lifted, all basic lifts.
Really?
Went to a gym by my
Not a lot of
house.
cardio.
Well, I did cardio, but cardio for me wasn't a lot of running, because I couldn't run, right? I would get on the treadmill and my foot would hurt, or I would get bored. So my cardio just became things like bodyweight exercises, things you would do on an island or something like that. Cardio really, it is a great tool, but it's more so the energy expenditure. Like slow cardio is good for your heart, but slow cardio for me was boring.
Yeah.
So I just lifted, make sure my diet was cool. My opinion, things like burpees, pushing the sled, flipping the tire, pull-ups, you'll get lean that way. As long as your diet is okay, lifting, of course, squatting, deep all the way, squatting below parallel, the way God has said.
No
right?
cheating on those squats.
No reps,
so,
right?
you get yourself in shape, and then you go on to become the certified personal trainer, and now you are just spreading the word to the masses. You're writing, you work with young people.
Yeah. So with being a trainer, right, a lot of it came from, I got tired of people telling me no all the time. I would apply to all these jobs, right, and I would even put my story in there, say, hey, I've been gone a long time because I was busy beating cancer, but nobody cared, right? So at one point I was like, I'm just going to train. I'm going to do my best to help other people. And that's been very fulfilling, because it is nothing like seeing someone who didn't believe in themselves get stronger.
So you yourself are this amazing inspirational story, but somebody out there today is battling a cancer diagnosis, battling a recovery from a surgery, is just overweight, needs to lose 50 pounds or maybe needs to lose 5 pounds. What's your motivation to them? What do you say?
Well, I would tell them right now things may seem dire, right? The fires of hell, the winds, the storms, and it just feels like it's going to go on without end. However, I always believe that true optimism comes from not just being happy, not just being pie in the sky, is that knowing things will come. things will rise up against you. But believe you have what it takes, as I call it, the capacity for the tenacity to overcome things. Like I said, I just believe that no matter what, even when I'm alone or sad or going through it, I just know the big spotter on high, he got me. So believe you got to have this ridiculous, undeniable, unquestionable belief in yourself. And not to say it's easy,
I
but
know.
a lot of it depends on how you see yourself. A lot of it is just
We got to go, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. I hate to cut you off.
I can
This
talk
is what
all day long,
happens
but yeah.
when you're talking to a motivator.
Yeah.
Look him up
But
on all
believe in
social
yourself,
media.
though. Believe in yourself.
Bill Walker is
Yeah.
the name.
Gotcha.
Believe in yourself.
All right,
Steve, if you take anything away from today's show, believe in yourself.
Well, it's all great advice, Holly. Thanks very much. Yeah, we don't want to keep